Hey everybody, welcome to etrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the CURT Premium 4 bike rack carrier here in our 2019 GMC Acadia. Now this can be an excellent way of getting a bunch of bikes to wherever you need to go. You are getting 4 bikes here on this hanging rack, which is an amazing feature of itself. However, I think the CURT Premium starts bringing a lot that a lot of those hanging style carriers start to lack. Right out of the gate, you're going to see that we are going to have those 3 points of contact here on our bike. So if you're looking away, getting those carbon frame bikes to wherever you want to go, unfortunately not going to be a great option, and really no hanging style is we are going to have frame contact, and that will end up warping and deteriorating that carbon frame bike. Now this guy does have 180 pound capacity for all 4 bikes, bringing you about 45 pounds per bike on this guy. And what's great about that, we are not going to have any trouble at all getting a host of different bikes on here. It's going to be a very versatile system for ourselves. As you're going to see, you do have your kind of standard spread here on those back 2 holds, and as we get to the front, it's going to go ahead, pinch itself in, and give us a closer set on our cradles. What this is great for is that a lot of times hanging style, they have a problem with making sure that our horizontal frame can actually go across the entirety of this big segment. Now it's great at making sure that our bike doesn't go left or right. However, it can be hard if you have any women's bikes, step-through bikes, or even kiddos bikes, or even if you just have any irregularities in that horizontal frame. So with this being so close, we're really eliminating the need for any kind of like bike adapter bar. Now those guys aren't going to be too expensive, not too much of a hassle to really put on. However, they can become just one more headache on those Saturday mornings, especially if you have kiddos and you're like, man, I'm tired of keeping track of this thing all the time. This can be a great way of really shortening down that spread, and that way we don't actually have to have the need for those pesky bike adapter bars. On the end too, you are noticing we have a little reflectors on the end. I like pointing those out. We do have an all black rack, and just depending on how our reflectors on our bike, it can be nice to make sure that people behind us know exactly where we are. That way our road trips coming home don't end in any kind of accidents, which is always great, and we definitely don't want that to happen. Look at the cradles themselves, though. You're getting a pretty good spread here on these rubber strips. Not the thickest rubber strips I've seen, but definitely thick enough to hold up to the weather and the sun for years to come. The knobs themselves, I actually am a pretty big fan of. Pretty hard plastic, not going to be breaking down easily on you, which is great to see. Those inner cradles too do have those little grooves there to make sure that our brake cables aren't rubbing up against our frame, causing any kind of damage. And now these guys actually do double as a anti-sway device as well. So you can see you're getting that nice vertical post there. All of a sudden, we bring that post in, our strap goes around, and that way we're really reducing the sway that our bikes are going to have. That's the biggest thing with hanging styles that you're going to run into. So you're going to get a lot of play and a lot of kind of bumpage here on our bikes. Now you can't combat that with like a cam buckle system. It's also available from etrailer.com. Can really help that, but it's very, very nice that we have those included in anti-sway to really reduce the play that our bikes are going to be feeling as we take them on the road. To take the bike off isn't going to take any time though. I'm just going to come right up to those strips we mentioned, pull straight down and pop them off, and repeat the process on the other side. And for our last hold here on our anti-sway, and you can already see as I get that off how much it's starting to sway, already starting to rotate. But here I can go, grab my bike, and walk it right off. So mounting it becomes just as easy. The only thing to watch out for, making sure that those strips are out of the way, not going to be pinched underneath our frame. And of course we can come back quickly, just kind of reattach these guys so they're not flopping around in the wind as we go. Doesn't take any time at all to do so though, which is great to see. Well, with any hitch-mounted accessory, you definitely are going to be adding a little bit of length to our vehicle. Now, the Acadia, not the shortest vehicle in the world, definitely not the longest, though, but we definitely want to see what we're working with. So, from the rear of the bumper here to the end of my carrier is putting us right at, looks to be 33 inches. If I can go and hold that guy there. Yep. Perfectly aligned right there at 33 inches from the rear of our vehicle. Definitely a length that is a little long, but you are getting 4 bikes here on this carrier, and we do have a way of quickly shortening that down. At the top here, we're just going to have a simple little spring clip and pin system. So that spring clip we move to the side can be helpful to support the mast just a little bit to take that tension off. Then we can drop it down all the way and realign our holes and reinsert our pin, and our spring clip goes right back in place. As you saw, it takes no time at all to really shorten down that length. Now, you're going to get just a little bit of play in this position, nothing too crazy here. Probably not going to be able to feel it while we're driving. Definitely not going to be making any noise as we get down the road. And just to give us a quick little look, looks like our closest point is going to be that U-bolt in the back there. And that does put it if I'm going from that bottom section here, our furthest point, to the very top, it's putting us right under 3 inches there. So about 2.5 inches to that post, to the closest point of our vehicle. Nice that our arms aren't walking back. Won't be worried about that at all. Making contact with our Arcadia. And at the back here, going from the very end to the very end of our carrier, it's putting us at 10 1/4 inches there to the end of that post. So definitely a lot of that space has already been saved. That's kind of the thing with these hanging style. You're getting a nice 4-bike platform, kind of stable platform on that top there. However, definitely starts extending some length. Nice that we can quickly shorten that down. Now with this guy too, it can be important to access the back of our cargo. We have a lot of cargo space in the back that we definitely want to access, and to do so, we just simply want to come down here to this pin and clip at the bottom. That retaining clip gets removed. Our pin slides out. But first, what we want to do is you actually want to come here to the side and actually loosen this just a little bit. Really going to help to get this pin out. But that's not our last hold. That is actually on the back here, this little pull knob here. We're going to go straight up and off to the side and allow it to rest itself. Now, you can do this while the bikes are on there, obviously, but still nice that once we get those guys off, we can go ahead and access the back here. I get those coolers, bike helmets, anything I might need. If you need a stable platform to kind of change your shoes or anything before you ride, can be a really great way of just getting yourself to the back of your vehicle. To walk it up isn't going to take any time, though. I just simply grab it, walk it up, make sure my knob goes right back into position there, and then I can go ahead and start seating my pin right into place. My retaining clip goes back, like so. And then we want to make sure we are tightening that back knob right here. That's really going to help reduce the play on this guy. And that way, our carrier is going to be stable, and our bikes are definitely going to have a lot less play. And that's really the name of the game with these hanging styles. Anything we can do to reduce the play on these guys is really going to help us. Now, an important dimension to keep in mind, though, is our clearance here from the ground. With us being so close to our hitch, I don't think it's going to be a huge concern for us. But let's go ahead and take a look. Putting this right at 13 inches there from the ground to the bottom of our carrier. Pretty good spread, honestly, for what we're working with here. Now, we don't have any kind of rise in our shank, so we are going to be pretty level with our hitch here. Just keep in mind, as those front wheels go up, the back will go down. This one's definitely something I'd be conscious of, just if you're having very steep terrain, or if you're doing a little off-roading here in our vehicle. But moving our way to the inside, you are going to see we have a nice 2-inch shank here today for our 2-inch hitch receiver. On the inside as well, you are going to get an included anti-rattle threaded hitch bolt. Now, these guys are very standard across the industry, but you still love to see them. As you can see, as I shake this guy, it's shaking the entire vehicle. That means we're bringing this all in line to one system, taking a lot of that play out again, and that's going to make a nice smooth ride for ourselves, our bike rack, but especially our bikes. And again, that's really the name of the game with these guys, right? As much time as we can reduce that play, it's really going to help with a lot of that sway that our bikes are going to experience. Well, I think the CURT Premium definitely does its job, right? I think it's perfect for people who are just starting to get into cycling with their families, might have a couple weird bikes, or maybe even some kiddos bikes on the end there. I really like how much that pinches in. It really eliminates the need for those pesky adapter bike bars that we don't actually have to keep with us all the time, don't have to keep losing them. We're just ready to ride on Saturday as we throw this guy on the back of our vehicle. A couple things to take note, though. Our backup camera is right here on our post, so unfortunately probably losing most of that visibility on our system, especially as you get more and more bikes on there. Your peripherals are also going to go. However, just like this, we will still be able to see the sides as well as we back up, so it's not going to be the biggest issue in my opinion on that. So unfortunately today we lose a little bit on that middle, but not too much. Well, I think that about does it for our look at the CURT Premium 4-bike rack carrier here on our 2019 GMC Acadia. I'm Bobby. Thank you for watching.
Here it is on our test course. We'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Next, we're at the alternating speed bumps, which we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Finally, we have the full speed bumps, where we'll see the up and down action, which is just like driving out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway.